We're back at the range and we're revisiting the Wilson Combat grip module for the P320. Previous video had the Wilson Combat against the Polymer 80, and we did a revisit of the Polymer 80, but now it's time to come back and take a look at the Wilson Combat. So let's load this up and see what we get. I do like the Wilson Combat. It fits my hand like I'm expecting a Sig to fit my hand. It's got a thin grip to it, and you get the really aggressive texture on the front and back, so my hand just kind of sticks to this grip module. Plus with that round butt at the end, it's really kind of fitting into my palm really well. So we're going to run some more ammo and see if I still like this at the end of the shooting session. We're back in from the range and we have the Wilson on the bench here. And I just want to do a quick overview of the Wilson Combat Grip module. It's got some features and I think a couple of disadvantages, but let's go through them really quick. I'm also going to put a link up top for the video where it was the Wilson versus the Polymer 80, so you can kind of see my initial impressions of the two side by side. Now, first up here is, and you've heard me complain on the Polymer 80 about my thumb placement. I like Wilson giving me a little, these little hash marks up here to put my thumb. I wish this was a little more aggressive, but it's not bad. It needed a little more texture to do it. Now, realize that even Sig on the standards, they don't even give you a place for your thumb up there. So, you know, your thumb's just kind of sliding all over the grip module. So it's still nice to have something up there that, you know, keeps my thumb kind of in place for when I'm shooting. There's one thing I like about the Wilson that the other grip modules don't have is this undercut for the trigger guard. It's kind of nice to have that undercut. I do wish it was a double undercut like in the Polymer 80, but they just didn't give us a double undercut. And that way when I wrap my hand around, it'd be nice if I can get this finger into a groove that everything locks in better. The round butt is nice because it just fits my hand a little better. I think sometimes these get a little too overpronounced, and Wilson's pretty close to overpronouncing theirs. You can see on Sig, it's a little more less defined, but you know, it's not bad. It's mostly the looks that I don't like about it, but it fits fine. That having that round butt gives you a chance to get a little bit of a funnel. See if I can get some light. There we go. So you get a little bit of a funnel in the back, which is nice. That's something that the SIGs don't have. There is something that I didn't even notice the first time around. It wasn't till I started playing with the Mantis that I noticed this. But on the pick rail, they actually cut the corners off here, so it's easier to slide your device onto the pick rail. So that's something that Sig doesn't do, Polymer 80 doesn't do. It's just, Wilson just thought that out. So it's a little faster to put your flashlight on, or, you know, like I said, I was using the Mantis. It's easier to put the Mantis on that pick rail. It's just a little thing that I haven't seen on anything else. So like the Polymer 80, you're going to need a full-size magazine. And I have the same two magazines that I showed you on the Polymer 80. So this is the compact magazine versus the full-size. These are 40 mags. So if you're going to do magazines, make sure you get full-size. But like the Polymer 80, and even worse than the Polymer 80, if you have the old style magazines, you absolutely need to change the base plates, because these wings are just not going to fit into the grip module at all. This is my magazine I was using for the Mantis. You can see it snaps in. It doesn't have the wings. Just go out, if you have the old style magazines, go out to Sig, and they sell the new magazine base plates. Just swap out your magazine base plates, and then your old magazines are just, they're going to work. They're going to work no problem at all. One thing about this that I originally kind of liked, but not really, is they give you a thumb plate, a thumb indent here. And I actually think it's a little too low. It kind of drives me nuts, because when I start wrapping up, you can see right there, my thumb starts digging in. I tend to ride my thumb a little higher. They do have some grip up here, but not enough. I'm beginning to not like that with the grip module. I mean, Sig has one. It's not as deep, and plus it's kind of smooth there. So when I start wrapping up my hand there, it just naturally moves out of the way without a problem. The Sig, with it being so deep and the texture in there, I need to, kind of physically move it and think about moving my thumb to get that up onto this ledge. So not something I particularly like. Now, the one thing I do like about the Wilson, let's see if I get some light in there. You'll see those grooves up into the mag well. That is for some tungsten weights. So you can add some weights to this later to give you a little more recoil control, because the gun's a little more weighted. Plus, since they're in the back, and polymer frames are notorious for being unbalanced, but at least here you can add some weight to the back to kind of balance the gun out when you have that barrel and slide sticking out. You can put some weight to the back, so that way you can get onto your target a little more natural. As for getting up onto the beaver tail here, I don't think you get much higher, since you hear people talk about high bore axis. SIGs have high bore axis, but then again, so do Glocks and a bunch of other guns. That just seems to be the buzzword that everybody likes to talk about. And all that means is that your barrel sits a little bit higher, and the gun becomes a little more flippy there. So the higher up you can get onto the grip module, the better. I don't think Wilson does a great job at getting you higher up onto the grip module than the factory. Yes, you have an extended beaver tail over the standards, but it really doesn't do much for you otherwise. Even the X series grip modules from Sig, they don't do that great of a job at getting you higher up. So they could have done a little bit better, and they could have, changed the geometry here to get you, get this curve up a little bit farther this direction. Would have been better, would have given me a better control with the gun. Plus, if they did that and then, took this shelf out of this, or the thumb rest, or did something different here, I think it would have been just an absolute slam dunk for this grip module. If you like the work that we do here, please consider supporting us for free by shopping our affiliate links and banners at www.trb.fyi. You can also support us on Subscribestar and Patreon. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and while you're on our channel, why not subscribe? If you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you ring the bell so that you're notified of additional content. Thank you for watching. I look forward to seeing you again soon. We're back at the range and we're revisiting but the one thing is that lost my train of thought. Fingers are cold. I scared that one down. The video's over, but we have some more content for you. It'll be on the right-hand side of your screen. But before you go, we'd like to hear what you think about this video. Leave us a comment down below and let's start a conversation.